I swear, every generation, Microsoft and Xbox pulls out that one game that makes me fold and buy a console. During the 360 era, it was Halo 3 and Gears of War. During the Xbox One era, it was Insomniac Games' Sunset Overdrive. And now in the current generation of consoles, that game is Hi-Fi Rush, which was released exclusively on Xbox and PC via Game Pass January of last year. But luckily, fast forward today, Hi-Fi Rush is now multi-platform and can be enjoyed on both PlayStation and Xbox consoles. So yeah, let's get into it. It is not to take anything away from Microsoft and the Xbox brand, because I myself is still very much a fan of Microsoft and the Xbox, but for this review, we're rocking the PS5 version. For the longest time, I thought Hi-Fi Rush was developed by some indie studio or a studio with little to no track record. But no, this game was developed by Tango Gameworks, the same development studio who brought us games like Evil Within 1 and 2, and also Ghostwire Tokyo. All games that have been on my backlog for way too long, but games that I've heard nothing but praise for. But for this game was checking all the right boxes for me. The main draw for me was the art style and the game type. The art style reminded me of a Saturday morning cartoon of some sort, but the gameplay was giving me Devil May Cry meets a rhythm game, which you guys know I'm down for. And judging by all the reviews that I read, this game was really drawing me in, and I couldn't wait to get my hands on it. So now that time has come, let's talk about it. The first thing that really popped out to me and anyone playing this game is the art style. This game is rocking this comic book, Saturday morning cartoon, cel shaded aesthetic that would be right at home on something like a Dreamcast or GameCube back in the day. On HD monitors and televisions, this game's art and colors truly pop and is one of the best looking games I've seen in a while. Very unique and pleasing to the eye aesthetically. Now, story-wise, this game is not too far off from like a comic book-like narrative. You meet these awesome cast of characters, and your goal is to stop this evil corporation in their nefarious plans. You do so by traversing through these linear areas and putting a stop to any threat that may cross your path throughout. The story is decent and mildly entertaining, but the primary focus of this title is the gameplay and mechanics. So let's get into that. So, like I mentioned earlier, what do you get when you take a game like Devil May Cry and mix it with, let's say, Kingdom Hearts Melody of Memories? Well, you have Hi-Fi Rush, a hack and slash game where your attacks has to follow the beat of a drum. Literally. Now, when I heard of this, I was a little confused of how that might work execution-wise, because I like my hack and slash games to be fast-paced, free-flowing, and combo-heavy. But oddly enough, this works. Don't ask me how, it just works. Now, granted, the game is pretty forgiving when it comes to not hitting notes and such on time, and you can still pull off some pretty sweet combos, but if you want that high score, you need to be super precise with your timing of the hits. The game will kind of automatically make your hits go with the beat of the drum, so you don't have to worry about it too much, but it will rate your accuracy after every battle, so be mindful of that. The enemy types consist of mostly robots. In the given context of the story, it makes sense. Just like any game of this style, you have different enemy types that you will encounter. Some robots like to strike from a distance, some like to get up close and personal, some are heavy, and some will even challenge you to a duel. No matter what the enemy type, there's always a way to take them down strategically, so no sweat. You also have your partner characters that you will meet and unlock as you progress through the story. Similar to a fighting game, you can call these guys in to assist you and take care of enemy shields, do extra damage, or my favorite thing, incorporating them in your combos for a collaborative attack. So satisfying, I swear. Throughout your adventure, you'll collect gears which can be used to upgrade Shy and the gang for more crazy combos, buffs, and much more. Now, speaking of combat, the biggest standout to me were the boss fights. Not only were they large in scale, but they offered challenge, and I also like how they force you to play the game differently in terms of combat. Each boss has their own unique gimmick and such, so they were all fun to play against, and it kind of forced you to play differently, which I like. Like I stated earlier, this game is pretty linear and always push you in one direction like other games that share the same genre. You can explore here and there, but that's not really the main focus of the game at all. The music is obviously a huge focus on the game, and I really enjoyed the soundtrack here. Great tunes, it definitely can be listened to outside of the context of the game, so I suggest you guys check out this OST. Overall, Hi-Fi Rush is one of those games, and when I say that, I mean it's a gem. I always hear people, especially now, complain about how gaming has become so repetitive and such, but when a game like this drops and exists, we need to support it and let studios know that these type of projects are appreciated. That's a fact. The game has a lot of post-game content that I've yet to dive into, but guys, let me know what you think of the game overall, and maybe I'll do a revisit one day. We'll see. Again, guys, I really enjoyed my time with Hi-Fi Rush. I feel like this game series has a lot of great potential. Not only does it take a new and a fresh take on the hack and slash genre, but I love the inclusion of music in its rhythm-based gameplay. Now, in the future, I can definitely see them incorporating other genres of music and maybe developing levels and characters surrounding those type of genres. So maybe having like a level based off of hip-hop or EDM or pop and so on and so forth. I just see this series kind of going in a lot of different directions when it comes to what they can do with music genres and such. But again, guys, if this is your first time watching this video, thank you so much. Don't forget to drop a like, comment, subscribe, all that fun stuff. And for the existing viewers, I thank you guys so much for your continued patronage and viewership. I appreciate it. Salute to y'all. And then with that being said, y'all, I'll see y'all next video. Peace.